So guys, as you know, I've been a bit short on stock lately. I had a bit of a bid yesterday on BCA and I have absolutely no idea why I bought this. I put a bid on some of my normal stock, my small cars, got outbid on all of them. Put a cheeky bid on this little Mazda MX5. I've had a number of Mazda MX5s, but only ever the Mark 1s. I know about putting the engine and gearbox of these into MGBs, but I don't know about how they are as a standalone car. So I guess that's my fallback if this is terrible. So the Mazda 5 is in, MX5, sorry. Still don't know a lot about it yet. Let's try and get around the front. Overall, it looks tidy enough. This is a grade 4. We've got some faded headlights there. Nothing down here, or very, very, very slight ding there. We've got some light scratching there. I think we'll polish out because it looks like it's in the lacquer. Little mark there. Tiny little mark there. This will all touch up easy enough. Don't actually need to get the rattle can out, I don't think. We've got good tyres all round, look like new on the front. Rears have got plenty in them. All the alloys are in good nick. I think there's one had a little bit of bubbling on it. I think one of them might have done. Can't remember which one it was now. But yeah, overall they're all right. Hood, it's got a little bit of the algae on it, but other than that, it's in good nick. Doesn't seem to be any tears or rips. Strange couple of marks here, like there's been some kind of tape on top, or maybe it was a roof rack of some kind. Actually thinking about it, I don't know. Well, it wouldn't be a roof rack, would it? There's some kind of fit into the roof, because it almost looks like Velcro or something. There's no tears there, they're not repairs, so I don't know what that is. But this I find bath and mould and mildew cleaner, and then they're going over with some black Revenue, I think it's called, hood cleaner, makes this mint. Inside, it's all pretty bland like Mazdas are, but it's all in decent nick. The seat's got a little bit of wear here on the bolster, but to be expected, nothing outrageous. Doesn't smell damp or anything like that. 69,000 miles on it. It's a manual hood, which I like because it means no complicated ECUs to fail or hydraulic pumps to fail, so that's nice. We're going to take it out for a drive now, and before we start putting any money into it, double check whether there's any problems. The initial drive around industrial state, it seems fine. The engine sounds really, really nice. Suspension seems okay. I'm going to put it straight in for an MOT after this drive. I'll double check that it's worth putting in for an MOT, but yeah, then it's going to go straight in, because I think after a machine polish and a clean of the hood, it will all come up okay bodywork wise. I don't think there's a lot to do bodywork wise, and if it goes through its MOT without any problems and it drives home tonight, it may be a case of wash it and stick it out, but we know that isn't normally the case with auction cars. There's traditionally some problem with it or another, but yeah, initial signs are it's okay. It's just a bit bland, silver on silver with fabric, but I am going to be able to retail it a lot lower than anybody else if it doesn't have any major repairs need doing on it. These are going for strong money at the moment, so yeah, it's just like I say, it's probably the least desirable spec wise, I guess, being like say silver on silver with fabric. But like I say, if it's going to be out there potentially £1,000 cheaper than everybody else's, or at least £500 cheaper than everybody else's, should be a good buy for someone. But let's get out and test it, see how it goes. Interesting fact, I can't find a comfortable way to sit in it. My head hits the beam in the centre every time. So I can fit in a 1970 MGB, no problem at all. But this thing is hitting my head, even with the seat at its lowest setting, which is a bit of a pain. I don't really want to drive around with the roof down at the moment because I don't want to look like a hairdresser. Sorry, Jason. I think we might have discovered why it was part exchange, guys. Hear that rattle? Something's behind the dash, rattling away when you hit, well, just even at normal speeds like this. It's really bad when you hit big bumps. I suspect the reason this has been part exchanged is something has come loose behind the dashboard and is making a hell of an annoying rattle. So it looks a lot like we might have to get quite involved in this, because I can't see anybody taking it like this. So I think we found that reason why it's been part exchanged, haven't we, guys? Because it drives absolutely fine. Other than that, it handles really well, as you'd expect. The gearbox is nice and it, you know, shifts really nicely, like you hear these Mazdas always do. The engine pulls really well. Everything else with it is fine. It's just an horrendous rattle behind the dash there. Now that looks to me, I don't know if that's standard, like it's up a bit. No, actually, no, I don't think that's standard. We've got to hope and pray that I can get in. It sounds like it's directly behind the dials here. So we've got to hope and pray this comes out. I've got to go online and check in a minute. I've got to hope all this comes out, and yeah, and I can get in behind the cluster here and find out what it is. It sounds like a bracket's come off completely. Now they've probably, the reason it's been part exchanged is they've probably been quoted for having the whole dash out, so it's entirely possible that's what's needed to get to it, which would make a lot of sense. It's a great driving car, guys, but my head is hitting that all the time. It doesn't matter what position I'm in, my head's hitting that all the time, and I'm only 6'2", so you know there's a lot bigger guys than me out there. I've had the Mark 1 Mazda MX5s and flipping love them, and had no problem with that at all. And I don't have a problem with my MGB. It's just the design of this with that brace in the middle is doing my nut in. If that wasn't there, I'd be all right. But yeah, other than that, like I say, it looks like it will clean up well. I don't feel any problems with suspension or brakes. Like I say, the engine temperature stayed just below half, which seems about right. Oil pressure showing strong. There's no other horrible noises. So yes, I know, guys, you're going to give me grief for that. Yeah, so well, I want to spend the afternoon at home with my poorly dog today, so I'll get on the computer and start doing some research into if other people have had that problem and how you get behind the dashboard, and we'll see what the best thing to do about it is. As it stands now, I'm in at about 2.4, I think, including delivery. I mean, if I had to flog it off at 2.495 spares or repair, I could do that. But like I say, the retail for it is about $5,000. It's about 4.8, I think. So it may well be worth doing it, because if that's the only problem, and it does mean taking the dashboard out, then it isn't the end of the world, I guess. A weird one, guys. I'm driving in today on the bumpy back lanes. I can't get that loud rattle again, and I actually think it's coming from here, not here now. I did actually read online about a lot of people hearing a noise on the dash and finding out it was actually up here and transferring down. I'll try and catch it on camera again, but for starters, it was making more of a racket yesterday. I did put the roof back down and back up again yesterday when I was fiddling around with the car. I don't know whether this was, I had this poorly fitted yesterday, and that's why it was causing to rattle more. But I'm actually going to head for the potholes on the way into work and see if I can just clearly identify where it is. But it may well be that it's actually got nothing to do with the dash at all. Fingers crossed. Now, a lot of you are probably shouting at the camera at this point. This is the obvious solution, isn't it? Take the hood down and see what noise comes with the hood down. Let's give it a go. Not a sound, guys. Really, no rattles at all. So it's definitely the fitting up here. I need to have a look at the hood and see if I can do anything about the fitting inside the hood to stop it from rattling, but I'm pleased to say nothing behind the dash. Woo! So yeah, pleased with that. Let's get the hood back up though, because I don't want anybody to see me with the hood down. This five's back from MOT. Let's have a little look and see what the score is. Oh, windscreen wiper does not clear windscreen effectively, so this is the fails. Driver's view of the road is significantly obstructed, so that's a blooming smelly. I forgot to take off the rear view mirror before I put it in. But we have, the only serious thing there is the broken spring, so we'll have to do both springs. You don't really want to do one spring one side. Then we need to get a bulb in the number plate light. We need to polish the headlight. It passed on the headlights, but they do need a polish to make them better. And it's got an advisory of an anti-roll bar link, so while we've got the shocks out, might as well do both anti-roll bar links at the same time. I think it's worth putting the effort into it. And then I think asking $3,995 for this would be £500, £600 under book. Yeah, about £600 under book with an advisory free MOT. And we'll do a service on it as well and put a 6-month warranty on it. So I shall be, yeah, I think that's going to be a very fair deal for someone. Well guys, this is one of those jobs I should have left to the professional. You can't see me now, but I'm absolutely covered. Sweating badly. Haven't done a coilover suspension setup like this. It took me ages to work out how to get it out this gap here because it goes down through. I've probably disconnected more than I need to disconnect. And I've been fighting it, and I've had spring compressors on. This is a broken spring side, so it's been a bit harder because I haven't been able to compress the spring quite as well because of the brake. And you see, because I've not worked on one of these before, I don't know what sizes are, so I've got all the tools out. So, oh my goodness, what a pig! But we got one out. I'll get onto the other side now, get the other one out, and get the new springs on, and then the rest of it, thank God, is simple stuff like polishing the headlights, doing the wiper blades, number plate bulbs changed now. And I'm replacing the track rod ends. I always cut them off, to be honest, if I'm replacing them, because I haven't got the time and the hassle to fight the nuts and bolts. So they'll go on, and then we should be able to get ourselves a nice advisory free MOT. So here we have it, advisory free MOT on the Mazda MX5. Not a single advisory. So just got to get it cleaned up now. We booked into the Dacia on Monday, so I need everyone watching this channel to cross their fingers and hope that this Dacia goes. It just doesn't make any sense. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this car. I am like £700, £800 under book. It's a one owner from new. It's done 40,000 miles. I know you guys have watched the channel before, know this. It is super clean. I just put it for an MOT and it was advisory free. It's got everything going for it, but I can sell a ratty old Mazda on a 2007 for 1,500 quid cheaper than I can sell this for flipping 5 and a bit grand. So time to get cleaning on the Mazda. I've been to Halfords and picked up some Autoglim soft top cleaner. I really wanted the Reveno or whatever it is, which has got the black dye in it as well. This doesn't have a dye in it, so yeah, I really do want to dye it black, but I want to get it done today. I normally use bathroom cleaner with a nail brush, so I'm not a big fan of Autoglim stuff. I'm going to go out there and say that now, but I'm going to give this benefit of the doubt and we'll see how we get on with it. Sorry, but massively disappointed with the Autoglim product again. So not only did I use their sponge, I used the nail brush as well, and I've still got the algae there. Rubbish. I'm going to go back to kitchen bathroom cleaner, and we'll go over that with a nail brush. There we have it, guys. Not sure if you can see, but that is the Autoglim side, and this is the bathroom cleaner side. Now you could argue I gave it a douse of the Autoglim stuff there, so that sort of lifted some of it off, but it was that bad when I put the bathroom cleaner on this side, and now it's like that. Now again, you can also argue this is going to have some bleach in it, which most people are going to be feel is a bit risky on the hood, but if you're going to dye it afterwards, you should be alright. To be honest, I've done it and not dyed it afterwards, it's still been alright. But for something dedicated, I mean, this is like £2 or £3. Something I'm paying £25 for, I expect it to be far more effective than the product I'm paying a couple of pounds for. So sorry, for me, for Autoglim, it's another. So there's the hood all cleaned, moved it out into the sunshine so it dries out. Yeah, so not impressed with the Autoglim stuff. I will use the protector because I bought it, and it will actually obviously sort of seal the hood for the next owner now I've given it a good clean. Although that said, I don't see any water ingress in the car anywhere, which is a really good sign. There's no water on the inside of the glass, there's no water on the seat, so the hood is obviously watertight, which is obviously a big bonus. So yeah, we'll let that dry off. While it's drying off, I'll anti-tar around the car and give it a good clean off on the outside. The wheels are going to need several goings over. They've got really baked in brake dust on them, so they're going to be a bit of a game, but it'll be worth the time and effort to do. Yeah, and then we'll get onto the interior. Really want to get it photographed while the sun's still out. In with these, he's just punched me in the side as well. He always punches me, this boy. He's in with one of these other Renault 5s. Now, what I want to know is which one of you was responsible for doing this to this car in the 80s. It is proper max power. Carlos, what's happened to this car? Have you dug it out of a shed or something? Yeah. You have? Did he just get an MOT? The scary thing is it just got a fresh MOT. No advisories? No. Not even for being in really poor taste? No. Wow. Malcolm's gone soft. He fails me for an air freshener hanging off of a Mazda MX5 hood off rear view mirror, and he passes this with no advisories. Something's seriously gone wrong with the world. Because he's been good customer. Carlos is keen for you all to see the engine because he's put lots of nice colourful hoses in, which obviously add loads of horsepower. So no, it's very, very clean in here. Wow, everything is super clean. I don't see any oil leaks either, Carlos. You're doing alright on that front? No. So how many horsepower is this running?
Don't know, but original.
It's not original, is it? That's had a lot of playing. Oh, that's what the insurance company thinks, is it?
No, it's original.
Well, if it's original, someone's taken the time to put some lovely hoses on and then duct tape them by the looks of it. No, it's heat protection, is it?
Yeah.
So I've done the interior clean now, guys. Come up really, really well. I mean, it wasn't that dirty, but I didn't really have any idea of how it would actually come up. But normally I'd go around and point out your marks and scrapes, but bar a little bit of wear on the bolster here, the interior's in fantastic nick. I know it's got relatively low miles at 70,000, but yeah, really pleased with how the interior's come out. I mean, it's come out really nice in a traditional Mazda black on black. It's all the carpets are in good nick, seats are in good nick. I say bear that little bit of bolster, all the trim is good, it's not overly worn there. Boot is in good condition, so that's all come up really nicely. So the hood's still drying out a little bit, but some of it's come, some small amounts of the little sort of mould and mildew come back. If I had some of the dye, that would get rid of that, which I might still try and pick up. Bodywork's been detarred, so that's all ready for a bit of a polish. Still trying to get the brake dust off the alloys, and then you've got to do an engine bay clean, but still pushing to get it photographed today before I'm called home by the family and told that I need to get out of the garage. So, bar a service first thing Monday morning, the Mazda MX5 is done. Doesn't she look good? She's come out really, really nicely. So she's got that brand new advisory free MOT on her. She's going to have a brand new service, a fresh service. She's had engine bay clean, paintwork clean, wheel clean. Wheels took me ages, guys, to get all that brake dust off. Took me ages, but now they've come up looking really nice. Got pretty much nearly new tyres all round on it. So yeah, nearly new tyres all round. Advisory free MOT. I'm going to put a 6-month warranty on it as well. And I'm going to undercut everyone by about £600 and put it up for $3,995. So I think that is a cracking little buy for someone.